that black? Oh,
early Clark with it.
Oh, that's how she started the game off. Jalen Clark.
She's nice. Get out here, yeah.
Imagine living through 8 straight seasons of playoff basketball. 8 years where the Connecticut Sun were practically stamped into the postseason before the All-Star break even happened. And now, poof, gone, done. Just like that, their dynasty of consistency has been erased in one brutal collapse that fans are still replaying in their heads like a bad dream. This isn't just about missing the playoffs. It's about blowing a 20-point lead in a game that should have been locked in by halftime. It's about Indiana's Kelsey Mitchell turning into a cheat code while the Sun stood there like they accidentally loaded into the wrong video game. Let's be honest, this wasn't a loss. This was a meltdown. The kind that makes you question not just the game plan, but the DNA of an entire franchise. Today we're unpacking how it all fell apart. The first half dominance that tricked everyone, the defense that ghosted in the second half. The mental collapse that looked more like a late-night pickup run than professional basketball, and of course, what this means for the Suns' future. But first, do me a quick favor. Smash that like button if you think safe leads are nothing more than a WNBA myth, and hit subscribe if you want the kind of breakdowns that call out meltdowns for what they really are. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one. The Connecticut Sun weren't just a team, you could argue they were an institution. A playoff lock. A brand of consistency you could set your calendar by. But on this night against Indiana, that identity evaporated faster than cotton candy in the rain. The first half was vintage Sun basketball. Layla Lacan was dropping dimes like it was Oprah's Favorite Things episode. You get an assist, you get an assist, everybody gets an assist. By halftime, she already looked like she had a highlight reel ready for SportsCenter. Tina Charles was steady, Marina Mabrey was scoring with confidence, and fans thought, finally the Sun are back to being the Sun. Then halftime happened, and if we're keeping it real, Connecticut might as well have stayed in the locker room.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Go ahead, Clark.
Oh, come on, Kaylin. Oh my God!
Oh, that was clean. Nah, she's like that, bro. 25 points.
Suddenly, foul trouble popped up. Like a bad software update. Charles, Lacan, Morrow, all stuck. With whistles that ruined the rhythm. Substitutions got awkward. Indiana, smelling weakness, attacked. And then came Kelsey Mitchell. First half, contained. Second half, oh, she decided to activate God mode. 3 after 3, pull-up jumpers, fearless drives. She turned the game into her personal mixtape, and the Sun were just the unlucky background extras. The problem wasn't just Mitchell, it was Connecticut unraveling at warp speed. The crisp ball movement slowed down. The defense, more like decorative cones at practice. Every possession got sloppier until that 20-point cushion evaporated. That's the story here. This wasn't Indiana stealing a win out of thin air. This was Connecticut handing it over like, here, you guys take it. We don't feel like playoffs this year anyway. Fans weren't just upset, they were stunned. Because for a team with 8 years of playoff success, this wasn't just a bad night. It was an identity crisis served on a silver platter. Defense used to be Connecticut's calling card. They weren't always flashy, but they were tough. They'd wear you down, frustrate you, and win ugly if that's what it took. But in this game, their defense collapsed like a sandcastle at high tide. The first half looked promising. Tight rotations, good switches, Indiana getting frustrated, but foul trouble hit. And it was like someone unplugged the Suns' entire system. Charles and Morrow sitting meant no rim protection, no rebounding muscle. That forced the Sun to go small, and Indiana ate it up like it was free samples at Costco. Worse, the Sun kept serving up mismatches on a silver platter. Over and over, Mitchell got exactly the defender she wanted. Did Connecticut adjust? Nope, they just let it happen. It was like watching someone walk into the same prank 3 times in a row. Painful, but you couldn't look away. And then there was the fouling. Sure, a couple calls were soft, but most of them self-inflicted. Reaching instead of moving feet, lazy closeouts, sending Indiana to the line like they were running a charity event. By the fourth quarter, Indiana's offense wasn't complicated. It was predictable. High ball screen, Mitchell gets loose, rinse, repeat. Yet the Sun acted like they were surprised every single time. No trap, no aggressive hedge, no desperate scheme to change momentum. Just standing there, hoping it would magically stop. Spoiler, it didn't. What's shocking is how quiet the leadership felt. Usually, veterans step up, reset the tone, bark at teammates to lock in. Instead, the Suns' defense just folded. That's not just a bad defensive night, that's a full-on surrender. And when your supposed strength abandons you, the collapse isn't far behind. Basketball is a mental game, and when Indiana started clawing back, the Connecticut Sun unraveled faster than a cheap sweater in the wash. Think about it. You've got a 20-point lead. All you really need to do is stay calm, run your sets, and let the clock be your friend. Instead, the Sun panicked like someone unplugged the GPS, and they had to navigate by vibes alone. The ball movement? Gone. Isolation plays started creeping in. Players forced up shots that screamed heat check when nobody was even warm. Every possession started looking more desperate than the last. The difference was crystal clear in the clutch. Indiana knew exactly where the ball was going. Mitchell, every possession, she controlled the pace, milked the clock, and found her shot. Meanwhile, Connecticut, their crunch time offense looked like someone accidentally shuffled the playbook with a deck of Uno cards. No rhythm, no composure, just frantic energy. And here's the sad part. This isn't a roster without talent. On paper, Lacan, Mabry, Charles, that's enough firepower to close out games. But talent without composure? That's like having a Ferrari with no steering wheel. You'll look good for a while until you crash. Coach Mezian basically admitted it afterward. The team lost focus, which is polite coach speak for we completely forgot how to play basketball for an entire half. For fans, it's not just disappointment, it's doubt. If a team can mentally implode this badly once, what's stopping it from happening again? And for a franchise that built its reputation on reliability, that's a dangerous question. So where does Connecticut go from here? They're out of the playoff picture, the streak is over, and now they're stuck staring at the mirror, wondering if this is rock bottom, or just the beginning of a bigger slide. First, let's talk coaching. Is Rashid Mezian the right guy? Sure, the first half game plan looked solid, but when Indiana adjusted, he didn't. No traps, no defensive wrinkles, no let's throw something weird at them just to break momentum. Instead, it was business as usual, right until the house collapsed. That raises questions. Then, the roster. Tina Charles has been steady, but she's not getting younger. Lacan and Morrow? Tons of potential, but they'll need to grow fast, not just in skill, but in composure. Because clearly, this team needs leaders who won't let another 20-point lead vanish like a Snapchat message. And let's not forget the fans. Connecticut has one of the most loyal bases in the W, but loyalty has a limit. Fans want hope. Right now, what they've got is frustration and a season that feels wasted. The next 5 games, they don't matter for playoffs, but they matter for pride. End strong, and you give fans a reason to believe again. Mail it in, and you might be looking at an offseason full of very tough questions. This isn't just about missing the playoffs. It's about whether the Sun want to rebuild their identity or let it slip away for good. If you've stuck with me this far, you're probably as stunned as every Sun fan out there. Because this wasn't just a loss, it was a statement, a bad one. So what do you think? Is this the end of an era for the Connecticut Sun, or just the wake-up call they needed? Drop your takes in the comments. I want to hear from you. And hey, if you enjoy breakdowns that mix the real analysis with a little bit of sarcasm. Because let's face it, sports are too wild to take completely seriously. Then make sure to smash that like button and hit subscribe. The WNBA is unpredictable, and trust me, we've got more drama, meltdowns, and miracle runs still to come this season. Thanks for watching, and remember, in this league, no lead is safe, ever.